Burlison says the game has changed even more so now with the research and stuff that they've been doing. And there's been reports forever about how people can summon UFOs and that people can summon these orbs in a certain way. And that's how they can catch them. That's how they can study them. That's how they can do. That's been reports that's been going on for a while. So Rep Burlison was on a podcast recently talking about just that. So I want to play his comments, talk about how he thinks things are changed in general and what it will do to move the needle, as they say. So let's take a look at said interview. Here it is.
I was briefed on an event that occurred where they basically tried to set up a perfect case scenario where that would cause UAP to come in and then to capture them or to try to document them or record them, and it was very successful. So this is when this only happened a few months ago, and this is when the whole conversation changed because that event was one that no one could deny. There were so many people that witnessed these things, and these were all credible people working in our top intelligence sector, and they brought me in and briefed me on this almost within a few days or weeks after this event happened. So, which is, I feel that was nice that they did that. They knew that I was researching this topic. Since then, that is the briefing that everybody wants.
Yes.
So the other members of Congress have heard about this. Leader Scalice wanted the briefing. He got the briefing along with a couple of other members. I had only told Leader Scalice about this, and now everybody wants this briefing.
And why wouldn't they want that briefing? I mean, depending on what you have there, what is actually in those files, for what's in that report from that briefing, what kind of information, and if the conversation has indeed changed, and there was a lot of people that saw these things, and exactly what was it that they saw, and what kind of footage did they get, does that add up to anything else? Does that add up to, okay, we have more to discuss here, we have more to add to the mounting potential evidence that we have, and what else are they seeing? And at what point does Burlison feel like A, he is actually making progress, or B, he's, running up against the wall here? I don't know the answer. As I said, I made an attempt to speak to Burlison. I got a little close, and then no more. So nonetheless, people are speaking to him. So I hope that they continue to ask him, and I hope that more people start to get conversations moving around this thing where you will get more of this potential brief of what this was, because the summoning of UFOs, as we saw in certain programs and other things, that there are people that can do it. And there are people that say that they can do it, rather. And if it continues to happen and you get more people, that just, for me, it's one of those things that if I ask this question on every single video, and I know. But if I'm looking for any information about these potential things, about what these are, and I continuously see people who can summon these things, I throw the financial tanks and say, okay, well, let's follow them, and let's get all the cameras, and let's just put an end to this, and let's just record them when they come in. We know how to. It's one thing, like, all right, just keep looking at the sky and hopefully something shows up. No. Call Ralph. Ralph knows how to do it. Ralph, some of these things I can videotape and then shut these people up. So hopefully that's kind of what part of this briefing was. The briefing is, all right, we haven't, as he said, the conversation changes. We have enough witnesses here. We saw enough things. We have enough proof here. We have enough evidence. We want to be able to brief everybody about what the hell these things are. Will this, or is any of this information that comes out of this briefing, will that relay into another hearing if they have one? Now, usually, we start hearing about potentially other hearings within the next couple of months is usually when it happens. About the rumors usually start about, because they usually land in the, October, November area, maybe September. I don't remember when it was, but towards the end of the year is normally when these things drop. Certainly was the case. I think, however, I do think the 2023 one was in August, but the last couple of years it's been later on in the year. Now, are they going to do another one? You would assume that this would be the year out of all the years to do it, when you have the most support that you've ever had. At least on paper, it looks like the most support that we've ever had. To me, it's like, let's figure out what's going on. It's another thing that they should absolutely, at a hearing, if they choose to do one, is start to focus in on the scientists, which we covered yesterday. Most people who are covering this thing aren't covering in like there's some shady shit going on. So let's cover all of it. Let's have some more let's have factual people on the record talking about whether it's what Burlison here is talking about, whether it's been Burlison has also been talking about the scientists and other thing. Let's bring that into public record. Let's start talking about that. Let's start getting mass media coverage on it. Let's do that. That's how you start to get more people going, wait, what's happening? Make it more of a public spectacle. Anyway, what do you think about what Burlison says when he's talking about changing the conversation? What is it about the conversation? Because how many times have we heard from other people, like, well, this is going to be the one that does it. This is going to be the conversation that makes people really look and see what's going on. This is going to cause chaos. All hell's going to break loose. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Oh my God, this is going to be the hearing that does it all. This is going to be the bit of information that changes everything. And then it's just the same old vicious circle. Is this anything that actually adds to anything, or is it just more conversation? What say you guys? Put your thoughts in there. Please let me know. Thanks for being here as always. Make sure you click like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done that already on the channel. Appreciate you, and we'll see you on the flip side.